Hey everyone, it's Jen. I know I have not seen y'all in a while, and I want to sincerely apologize about that. It's been a month since my last video, and I will explain why. From the time you last saw me when I had my pre-op appointment, September 9th, I called my surgeon's office to see if they had heard anything back from my insurance. So the first person that I talked to pretty much said that they didn't hear anything yet. And then later on that evening, at about, I would say 4 p.m., I heard from the PA, and she said the insurance did in fact get back to them. However, they were requiring additional testing. So, of course, immediately my heart sank and I started to get discouraged. I asked, okay, what do they need? And I'll work on it. So she told me that they were requiring a sleep study in which I understand why, and on my records it stated that I have sleep apnea, and many years ago when I lived in New York, I had a few sleep studies done and nothing ever really came out of that. I never received a CPAP machine. I guess at the time I was young and I didn't follow through with what I was supposed to. I didn't follow up and I didn't do the additional testing that it required. Now that I'm going through this process of bariatric surgery and I am getting the help that I need and seeking therapy for my emotional and mental well-being, it was recommended by my therapist back in, I would say, July, to have another sleep study done. They called me up and told me there wasn't an available appointment until October, I believe the 28th of October. So I remember back then, I'm like, sheesh, like this is like 3 months from now. And I was like, well, okay, I guess I have to wait. But I was like, I remember being really grateful that I wasn't required to get a sleep study in order to qualify for the bariatric surgery. And at the time, I didn't realize that, of course, later on down the line, when I was a few weeks away from the surgery date that they gave me, that they would ask for a sleep study and some additional testing. So immediately when the PA said I needed a sleep study, my heart sank because I knew that the sleep study appointment was set for next month. Along with the sleep study, they required some additional lab work. They wanted to test my B12, folic acid, and vitamin D. Another thing that they required was surgical clearance from my primary care doctor, which he pretty much sent that over to my bariatric office fairly quickly. So I didn't have to really worry about that. I was very grateful that I didn't have to hound my doctor to get that done. The last thing that my insurance required was for me to get pulmonary function pulmonary functions testing done. The 9th of September evening, that I was told that my insurance was requiring 4 more things from me, and thought maybe it was possible to get it done within that upcoming week, but at the same time I realized that it may not happen. The one thing that I was grateful for was the insurance stated that the sleep study could be from any time frame. It did not have to be recent. So as I had stated, I've had sleep studies done in the past when I lived in New York. So the PA had recommended that I, if possible, contact the hospital that I had the sleep study done in New York and try to obtain those records and then have them sent over to my bariatric office. So the very next day, September 10th, I bright and early contacted the release of health information, whatever their department name is. I contacted them and I spoke to a absolutely wonderful lady named Christina, and I explained that I needed whatever records she had there, and I was aware that the hospital, their name had been changed, and it was quite possible that they may not have had my records, but I got really lucky, and she said, yeah, I see a sleep study done in 2010. I think that they just want to have the record of when I was first diagnosed with sleep apnea, because being that was on my records here at this doctor's office, they wanted to know, like, where did that diagnosis come from. I had received the sleep study record from New York on that Monday, September 13th, and that at that point I called over to my bariatric office and let them know that I had received that record and I wanted to email it over to them. So I spoke to a lady by the name of Caroline, and she, I believe, is the scheduler for every surgery. I think it was about the next day, September 14th, that Caroline, the scheduler, contacted me back, and she was basically trying to find out if I had done the lab work and the pulmonary functions testing. That day, she pretty much said that if I didn't have the results of those 2 things, the testing, the lab work and the pulmonary functions testing, done before or by that upcoming Thursday, September 16th, that basically my insurance would cancel the authorization or something to that nature, and it was just going to really affect my surgery date. Then that I realized I probably wasn't going to have those things done in time, and I was pretty much probably not going to be able to have surgery this month. I didn't get the lab work done until that Thursday, September 16th, and that whole week, pretty much, I had been trying to find out who was going to be sending over the referral so that I can get that pulmonary testing done. And initially, my primary care doctor sent a referral to a location that was affiliated with the hospital here. I contacted my primary care doctor. I contacted the place that they were initially referring me to. Come to find out that the place that they were referring me to did not take my insurance. And it then dawned on me, silly me, to go on my insurance website and find a pulmonologist or a pulmonary functions technologist in my network. I'm grateful that I didn't give up and I continued to move forward and keep on top of these people, because a lot of people drag their feet. A lot of people don't want to do their job. So I came to find out there wasn't anyone in my town that was in my network, and I had to travel about 45 minutes to an hour away to see someone. So by that time that I figured that out, that was probably Friday, September 17th. This past Monday, September 20th, I contacted the pulmonary functions technologist office and try to find out if my primary care office had sent the referral as they were supposed to, and to find out when I could get an appointment. This is where things get a little emotional. So speaking to Caroline, I think she could tell in the cracking of my voice and probably the sobbing that I was like completely disappointed, defeated, and just depressed, I guess. Especially that she started throwing out months, like, to hear her say that the longer I wait, the more the date gets pushed further and further away. And she mentioned December, maybe even January. To hear those words, December, possibly January, I immediately started tearing up. I don't know if anybody else has gone through this. I'm pretty sure there are people that has gone through this, that they feel like, you just feel like you're so close, you're almost at the finish line, and the finish line being, surgery day. It was just hard to hear, and I let her know. I said, this conversation is just making me really emotional right now. And she quickly kind of said, well, let me look in the books, and let me check the dates and stuff. So I'm really grateful for for Caroline really working with me. And so she tells me that, well, I see that there is a date for early November, the beginning of November, in which I will, like I said in my previous video, I will disclose the date when it is finalized, when my insurance says yes, because look what happened. My initial date that they gave me was for September 27th, and that is no longer happening, so I can disclose that information. But anyway, so the beginning of November, and I said, that'll work for me. Yep, I'll take it. Let's do it. I'm okay with that. I said I'm okay with that, because hearing December, hearing January, I was distraught. I had no words. I was just emotional. I was feeling defeated, but I knew that I've already come so far, and for this little hiccup to make me like throw it all away or give up, it just wasn't an option. And I really think that is what has gotten me through this little time frame, being so close to finish line. Another thing that made me a little bit more at ease with my decision to accept the date in November is that they have been canceling elective surgeries, and at the time mine was still on the table. It was still set to happen. However, Caroline did express to me that it was quite possible that within that week they would be calling me back and letting me know that they would have to postpone my surgery anyway. So I think it made things a lot easier to come to terms that surgery was not going to happen for me this month. It was still hard. Don't get me wrong. I still cried. I couldn't sleep. I was extremely distraught, but I got over it. I will try to get that video out there to you guys. I know I promised a video showing all of the things that I have recently purchased in preparation for surgery, but being that my surgery got canceled this month, that never happened, and then on top of that, I was kind of going crazy trying to get all this stuff done in a timely fashion so that they can send everything to the insurance and I can finally get approved. And I will not keep you much longer. If you have any questions or anything like that for me, please go ahead and feel free to leave a comment below. And as always, if you would like to follow me on this journey, this crazy journey of mine, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you found anything in this video helpful, then please hit the like button. As you know, that really does help the algorithm and all that good stuff, and it will really help me grow my channel, because I feel like my story, my trials and tribulations can help someone else deal with perhaps something that I've dealt with. And it's getting extremely late, so I'm gonna wrap this up. And don't be shy, hit the post notification bell so you will be notified when I post a new video. And that's all for now, folks. See you next time. Bye.